The production team at Crazy Board is really excited to have Gary here today. He's the designer of Imperium, the Contention.
Thank you guys for having me. Imperium, the Contention is a 4X game, and it combines elements of collectible card games like Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, where you can get to build your own deck. But you get all the cards in the box. You don't have to buy any packs. Each of these 6 factions you see here has unique cards, and they each have a pre-constructed deck. We're going to go ahead and build a galaxy with an imperial capital in the middle and start a game.
In a moment, Gary will be joined by Brian and Peter to show you how the game plays.
We're going to be playing 3 players, and generally takes about an hour. So everyone can draw 4 cards. We're going to start.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
And then we're all going to have a bluff card, which you can just put in your hand. And it's going to tell you the turn structure. So the first thing it says is we all get resources. And this all happens at the same time. Turns are simultaneous. So you can just go ahead and get 2 resources. And that's 1 for each world you control, plus 1. And the resources will carry over to the next turn if you don't spend them. And then we all draw a card. This all happens at the same time. So next is the command phase. And this is where priority comes into play. Whoever has the Void Scepter will do the command phase first. And that will go around to the left until we've all done it once. So during the command phase, I get to move my ships, but I don't have any yet. And then I get to use 1 develop action. And I can either settle a location, or I can use my unique develop ability on my home world. We all have our own. You can produce a little droneling guy, you can have a ship jump 1 sector, and I can make one of my ships stronger. So I'm just going to go ahead and settle a location. So when you settle, you choose a location adjacent to one you control in the orthogonal directions, and you just flip it over. So I'm going to flip over this one. This one has a little deploy ability, which means when I gain control of it, I gain 1 favor. So favor is one way that you can eliminate your opponents. When their favor goes down to 0, they're out of the game. And when their homeworld's destroyed, they're also out of the game. So you definitely want to protect that.
So favor is essentially health points or life points.
Yeah, it's like life, and it represents your imperial influence. After I do that, I put my token on it, and then you can go ahead and do the same.
Okay. I also don't have any ships, and I will use my develop action to settle an asteroid field. When a ship enters this sector, its movement immediately ends. But I still, even though it's an asteroid field, I still take ownership of it.
That's right.
Okay.
My turn. I would like to settle as far away from everyone as possible, so I'm going to be on this little corner. Doesn't look like it has a special ability, but Toxic World has 2 shield.
That's right. And so the defense written on a location is how much damage it takes to destroy it, and it's also how much favor you'll lose if it's destroyed. So everyone has settled once. So we move on to the face-off, and we're all going to play cards at the same time. And here's how that works. You just pick a card in your hand and put it face down on the table. And on the upper left, you'll see the cost for a card. If we only have 2 resources right now, so you can't play anything that costs more than 2. And resources will carry over to next turn. So if you don't want to play anything right now, you can just save up, and next turn you'll have 1, 2 plus 1. You'll have 3 more resources for a total of 5. So you could save up for a big ship right now if you want to. So when we all have a card, we just flip them over at the same time. Okay, so ships come into play at your homeworld. What you did right there is right. And my ship will also come into play at my homeworld.
And I chose to bluff. I didn't want to place anything.
Cool. So, right, the bluff card goes back into your hand. And then, since you have no more resources, it's just handy if you just leave the bluff card face up on the table so we know not to wait for you. And we can continue with the next face-off round. Cool. So when everyone shows a bluff card, the face-off is over, and we move on to battle. We're not close enough to attack each other yet, so we're gonna just skip battle for now. And the last thing to happen is priority passes to you.
Okay.
And the next turn begins.
So I get 1, 2, plus 1 extra, so 3 resources. And I draw a card. I'm going to move my ship. I know I can move it twice, but I'm only going to move it once. And then I'm going to settle here. So Artifact World, your tech costs 1 less to a minimum cost of 1.
That's a good one for the sec.
It costs 1 less.
Yeah, they have a lot of technology.
Do I?
It's not in your hand.
Don't give away the strength of my hand.
So on to my
That's right.
develop. I will continue my trend of trying to stay to the edge of this galaxy, I suppose. And I just revealed the wreckage site and deploy. I gain 1 resource.
Oh, that's a good one.
So I will place my token and gain the resource.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to move my bomber to your artifact world. And I'm going to settle here. And it's a forest world. So now we all play cards. So I'm just going to point out the bomber has an ability Bombard. And that allows it to deal +2 damage when attacking locations. So it is strong enough to take out the artifact world if you don't react. And flip. Cool.
Okay. So I'm going to force jump, deal 2 damage to a ship. It jumps to any sector, but 2 damage should be enough to just kill that ship.
Bomber's gone. I put it in my discard pile.
I play expand. I may settle a location. Let's get this one. A nebula. All players' assets here have cloaking. This can't be targeted by enemy actions or attacked at range. I'm going to place my influence ship there, and if it's turn 2 or later, I may draw a card.
Well, that's good. I just spent...
That was a good turn.
Yeah. The bugs are good at expanding. I leave my buff card face up.
I did forget that I need to spend 2 for that, as it said on the top of the card. And I'm going to expand again.
Okay.
Spend 2. Settle again. Desert World with 3 defense. Place my chip, and I may draw another card. I would like to keep going.
I mean, I don't technically have to, but I'm just going to keep it face up.
Flipping, I reveal a drone. Pay 1. Sentry, this may be played at any of your locations. So instead of just the home world, it can go anywhere that I own. Which, why not put it on my recently revealed desert home world? I mean, desert world, not home world. Alrighty, placing down the card, and...
Okay, we're all showing a bluff card, so the face-off is over. And we move on to battle. But since you destroyed my bomber, very sadly, there is no battle this turn.
I would like to settle the Temple of the First Ones. Deploy, draw a card. So I may draw a card now that I control that.
I'm going to move the short-range carrier here and settle here. And it's the volcanic world. I may pay 2 to put an extractor token here.
I am going to move 1, 2 onto here, because you're expanding a little bit too fast for my liking, and you're making way too many monies. And then I'm going to expand over to a wormhole. The first time this is settled, put a wormhole token in a random sector.
So you get to roll this d20.
14. And that blue spot is the middle, or is it from the wormhole?
So the blue spot is this sector right here.
Oh, so here?
That's right. It's off the map. If it's off the map, you just re-roll.
Okay. All right, 18, so this one.
Yes, so now it gets this wormhole token, and you can now jump between these two sectors, and it doesn't cost any movement. You could just start your movement by jumping there or end it, or in the middle.
So they basically count as the same space. They don't take any movement. That's awesome.
Yeah, same space.
Propagate. Put 3 1/1/1 droneling tokens into play. Let me first pay for that. So it costs 3. I put in 6 and got my change. Divided however you choose amongst friendly locations and shipyards.
So the droneling tokens are these little token cards here, and you get 3 little dudes that say meep on them to put wherever you want on friendly locations.
They do say meep. Let's do this, and that is my card.
Okay, I played a heavy destroyer. It cost me 3, and I played at my home world. And it's now the next face-off round.
I'm going to Ion Storm, so 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage.
That's very unfortunate.
That is gigantically unfortunate.
That's why I bluffed the first round, because I'm like, they're probably going to play some ships. And then the second round, I was just like,
I'm gonna
ships.
destroy them all.
Next face-off round.
I have Swarm.
Where's that going?
It was going to go here in preparation of your short-range carrier.
And it could still go there if you could destroy my forest world and take control of it, because it gives this world troops. It's like all the little guys are...
I figured it was still good placement over there.
Chaos.
So we have battle in 2 areas here.
All of those die, basically, right?
So you have 2 damage here, but you can't split it. It's 1 attack, 1 target. So you can only take out 1 of the drone links.
Okay.
So one's going to survive. But both of my dronelings will destroy your ship.
Right.
So I'll remove 1. And my Swarm will attack your forest world.
Okay, this world is destroyed. Normally it'd be flipped over, but since you gave it troops with the Swarm, you immediately gain control of the forest world. And I lose 3 favor, bringing me down to 5. And that's all the violence this turn, and we move on to the next one.
Oh, I should have fine.
I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 1 is 8.
He's getting twice as many resources as me. We need to do something about that.
I was trying to.
Bugs don't like to be put into a corner.
I can only think of Dirty Dancing jokes right now.
Oh, right. I should draw a card, shouldn't I?
Nobody puts Bug in the corner.
I'm going to move this heavy destroyer to the first world that you so rudely just took from me. And I'm going to settle here. It's an ocean world.
I will settle here. Imperial world.
Metal world.
I always hear an electric guitar in my head when I see this one.
Ozzy Osbourne's domain.
I'm playing at... Oh, sorry. You guys, technically, I guess you go first or something?
Yeah, technically, cards resolve in this order, and the targets are chosen in this order. Oftentimes, it doesn't matter. It's just something good to keep in mind. So I play the missile cruiser at my homeworld, and I am out.
So because this is a technology, it costs me 1 less, so it only costs me 4. So I get 1 back. There's a delay on it, though. So nothing happens right now, but eventually my ships will get boarding. So all my ships, if they destroy another ship, I take control of it.
Well,
That's really scary.
I'm playing Hive Mind for 4. I draw 3 cards, but if I control 5 or more locations, which I do, I get to draw another card.
You have a lot more than
How many
5.
cards does he have?
Probably most of my deck at this point.
Do you lose if you run out of your deck?
Wow.
Deck out.
All right. That's a big empire there. You both have resources, so you can continue.
Oh, I was about to take that card back. No, this just
Please
stays
do.
right here. Right? Okay. So I've got a singularity generator.
That is scary.
That doesn't look nice.
He's 5 strength, 7 defense. He can move 2. He's got bombard 10. When this destroys a location, replace it with a black hole. And he's also got boarding. So if he destroys a ship, I take control of that ship.
All I have is a broodmother.
These are the black holes right here, and looks like we might get to use them this game. Okay, the broodmother you can put at any world you control. So when you play an agent or a station or a construct, they are attachments, meaning by default they attach to a friendly location unless they say otherwise. Some of them do.
Let's place it here. It makes this location have a shipyard. At the beginning of my of the turn, I may put a drone lane into play. So that's every turn.
That's every turn, that's
A
right.
little factory.
And I just played a
That
destroyer
costs 3, by the way.
and flip. I'm going to assassinate your broodmother.
It just came into play.
I know, and now it's dead. Okay.
What'd she ever do to
Wait,
you?
what does that card say? Just destroy a target?
It destroys an agent.
Oh, an agent. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I was like, oh no, he's
that-
big.
That certainly changes my strategy because I have a breeding ground and I was going to play it on my new shipyard, but now I cannot because you destroyed it.
Actually, you can. Okay, so here's how playing cards work. When you are playing your ship, you're announcing where your ship comes into play. And that's based off of the state of the game at that time. So when you're playing your ship, your broodmother's still there. My assassinate hasn't resolved yet. So you get to choose where it comes into play, and that's locked in.
All right, well, breeding ground will come into play here, but your card did kill broodmother, so that is now removed.
I'm going to move deep into the bug territory and see how that goes.
Probably not well.
Probably not well.
We could always just team up against the singularity.
That transporters is going to make it possible for him to snowball big time. And if I hurt you too much, he might be able to kill you. All right, I'm going to stir the hornet's nest here. I'm going to go over here.
You've been doing that a lot.
And I'm going to go over here.
You don't like having friends, do you?
War on two fronts is never a good idea, but
Not particularly.
I'm playing my mothership. I'm spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Big spender. Placing that on my breeding ground, which is a shipyard. It's not a bio.
that's right. So,
Yeah, I
the
did see
shipyard,
that.
by all means, you can only play bio ships there.
But I will put it on my home world. It's going to be a very violent round.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't think this would actually work out. Okay, so you can't, there's nothing you can do about this. Okay, so this world's destroyed and you lose 2 favor.
Leaving me at 4.
And,
These all die.
okay, we just trade here. Whew. Okay, I'm going to play a little defensive this turn. And then I'm going to use my develop ability to give this drop ship +1/+1.
How many +1/+1 tokens can you have in play?
So the Terran homeworld has an ability to give a ship +1/+1, then it goes away at the end of the turn.
Okay.
What's the mothership doing?
Moving up.
You could take the capital this turn.
It does move 2, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We will do that. It is a shipyard. At the beginning of turn, all opponents lose 2 favor. And as defense, it has 2 attack and 5 defense.
Yeah. So if you destroy this world and you hold the capital, I will be gone at the end of this turn.
Correct.
So you have a decision to make when you choose whether to fire at this planet, whether you want to be left alone with him or not.
Fair enough.
So I just want to point out the Imperial capital. The reason we couldn't settle it earlier was that it can't be settled unless you have ships there that total 5 attack or greater. And while you're holding it, at beginning of turn, all opponents will lose 2 favor.
I do believe a lot of people had a chance to take it, but it's also a giant beacon, I believe.
Yeah, the right time to take the Imperial capital is a tricky thing to time in a 3 or 4 player game. But this looks like the perfect time because of the way priority worked out. You acted last, so it was very safe.
It cost me 9. At the beginning of the turn, put an 8/8/2 Dreadnought token into play.
What?
Yeah, that's one of the most powerful cards in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't feel so great about playing a second mothership. I mean, I feel pretty good, but not as confident as I did.
Now, I'm just going to point out that mothership, now that you have a shipyard here, it can come to play there.
That is absolutely correct. And tactically seems like a really good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I can fire at that ship, but it can still...
I can choose to not attack you, right? Or
Yeah.
do I have to attack the world?
You don't have to. You can choose to decline to fire your ship. I would not want to be left alone with 2 motherships within...
On the Imperial...
On the Imperial capital. And they're within striking distance of your home world.
Yeah.
The troops ability, do you have to use it?
Yeah, you have no choice but to take control of the world you fire on.
I'm not going to kill you.
Well, you don't have to decide yet.
Okay.
I have priority, so I technically have to choose my targets first. You get to see whether I plan on betraying you.
Fair enough.
So my missile cruiser is going to fire at the breeding ground, and the Alliance destroyer is going to fire at it too. That's enough to take it out. And you get to kill this.
Yeah.
Then I'm the only other one. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna not.
Okay, so now 2 motherships get to fire.
This is a big decision.
Wait, the range is only 1, so.
The range is 1. They can take out the asteroid field,
Okay.
and if they both fire here, he can take out my volcanic world.
Okay.
Or you could just do 1 and 1, destroy the asteroid field and my dropship.
1 is just going to go after your dropship,
Okay, that is gone.
and that's it.
You're not attacking with the other one.
I don't want to lose 2 life,
Why will you lose life?
because eventually those will... I'm overextended right now with my reach. If I take asteroid field, I know I have a dreadnought coming into play. He has a dreadnought coming.
Right in there.
You're right here,
Yep.
and if I destroy it, I have to control it.
All right.
Which, by the way, if you run out of tokens, is that meant to happen, or...
Yeah, so you reach your limit when you're
So there is a limit. There
Yeah,
is, okay.
It's 8.
Okay, so then does that mean I don't have to own it then?
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
In this case, you would not
Then
be
I'm
able to take
attacking
control
with
of it.
asteroid field.
Okay, so that deals 2 damage to me.
Okay, so
Now we both lose 2.
yeah, that's right. I'm at 3.
Dreadnought comes into play.
And
Priority
priority
pass.
passes to you.
I don't want to go before you. Ugh. All right, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources.
I get 9.
And we all draw.
The dreadnought is an 8/8/2.
And it gets to move immediately. It comes into play at the beginning of turn, and then he gets a command phase right away.
Sorry, I can't. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2.
Okay, now before you do that, I just want to point out that you're attacking where he is strongest.
Oh, I know.
And he only has 4 favor. If we attack his other locations, like if you can take this out and I can take one of these out, then he's out of the game. But if you go there, then I mean, I only have 1 ship. If everything works out for me, I can take out one of these and he's still around. I'm not so sure things will go well for you there.
I have plans.
Okay.
If I defeat that planet, he loses 5, right?
Yes.
If you can.
If you can, but I don't. Okay. Let's see what you got.
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Things are not going to go quite as I planned, but it's not as terrible as I thought.
A lot of stuff happening.
I didn't want to go first. I would have rather gone after you just to see where you put
What is
your
intercept?
ships.
I can't read what it says.
Intercept means when an enemy ship enters this sector, their movement ends. It's like a moving asteroid field. Peter, I'm just going to remind you that all those 882 dreadnoughts he's popping out every turn have boarding. Just something to think about.
Supernova. So I'm going to deal 4 damage to everything in here, 2 damage to everything here. So the dreadnoughts are down to 4 health.
Well.
And the motherships are down to...
Sorry, the motherships are down to 4, the dreadnoughts down to 4, and this guy's down to 1.
Okay, this volcanic world is destroyed, and I don't lose any favor from that. I believe that's what it says.
Yeah. 2 damage to all assets in adjacent sectors. When this destroys location, it does not cause favor loss. So that also destroys this place, but does not cause favor loss.
Okay, let's just leave the supernova here
Just to remind us that
us.
there's 4 damage on everything in here.
That's a Battle Queen.
Which we played right here.
Battle Queen gets +1/+1 for each other friendly ship here.
So it's +2/+2.
All right, let's organize these ships a bit.
Dang, I wish I had supernova a little bit later.
I wouldn't have survived that. So it is a 6/6.
Okay,
Well, that's no bueno.
A lot of violence.
a lot of violence.
Now I can't. I have to attack ships first. I can't just attack his planet, right?
That's right. You have to deal lethal damage to every ship there.
Targets.
Mothership and mothership.
So dreadnought to mothership,
And
battle cruiser to mothership.
which will destroy
Which will
them both.
destroy them both. Motherships will die.
The Battle Queen lives,
Yep.
and I'm going to
But now
fire.
she's only a 4/4.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to fire at the temple the first once.
It was a decision of lose 3 or lose 2.
This game's about to get really close. I drew 2 cards because of advanced AI, and we both lose 2 favor because of the Imperial capital.
We either have to kill him this turn, or we have to take this away from him, which we can't.
Or you could just like take it and just like game over.
Well, if you can help me take out one of his worlds, then we don't die.
Well, I mean, I could try and take that world out, but like, there's no way for me to get rid of that one dude.
I can fire at it, leaving you clear to fire at the planet.
Fair enough. So 1, 2, and then use my develop action to go here.
I pay 2 and destroy your gate to Sec Prime.
Sad Panda. No, I need to.
I may be taken down, but you're not going to have that anymore if you go against Gary.
Well, it looks like I fire at the droneling,
Yep.
and you can choose to fire at the toxic world.
I do.
Okay. Toxic World's destroyed. Your favor goes down to 0.
Do all of his ships go away?
Yes, so his ships are cleared from the board.
All of his tokens go away?
Yes, all the tokens are removed. And the worlds are flipped.
Oof.
It's all gone dark now.
And this becomes a ravaged world.
Okay.
And it looks like we're not going to last too much longer here.
I'm going to go 1, 2, and then my developing action will be to move it 3.
And flip.
Okay. So this costs me 4.
I also play a ranged ship that costs 4. Mine's not as good as yours.
And it's 6 damage, not 3 damage.
And boarding. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Same card.
All right. And you can't stop the missile cruiser. The missile cruiser can fire at these worlds here.
Oh, and I wouldn't kill it before it kills.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. Yeah, I could have dealt 2 damage to it, but that wouldn't have been enough. Yeah.
Well, good game.
Yep.
Good game, sir.
I was
Very
thinking,
tense.
oh yeah, I'm going to kill him before he can attack my planets, but that is not a thing. You can't. It would have. This planet you couldn't attack, but you can attack side planets. Right. Never mind.
I was almost sure I lost that one. I thought you had a trick waiting for me.
No, I used a lot of my kill things earlier. And like I was, my dreadnought being all the way in the corner over there just put me. Now, what would have happened if you would have won because you would have had priority? If I destroyed this planet and you destroyed this planet, and we both went below 0.
So if we both go to 0 at the same time, which is what happened because battle damage is all simultaneous, then it's a tie. But there was another way you could have potentially won, which is instead of going to this corner, if you went here, it's the same thing. I could still fire at the ship, then you can take this, leaving you within striking distance of my worlds over here. It was a ship that I could clear, and then another one, and then you could hit the world.
Yep, that's where I lost it.
That I couldn't have stopped. I can't stop a dreadnought.
Cool. All right, there we go. So, good job, sir.
Awesome, thank you.
Well played.
Thanks.
Well played.
Thank you for watching How to Play Imperium the Contention. And if you like it, you can back it on Kickstarter. And if you share on social media, help get the word out. It would really help our campaign.